Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. So there's more stuff coming out about the Diamond Distributors, Diamond Comics bankruptcy. Diamond has until April 1st to find a buyer. This is from comicsbeat.com. It's going to be comic book focused, but it affects any company that was distributing through Diamond. You'll see why. More small publishers are announcing changes and speaking out about the difficulties they are facing due to Diamond Comics owing them money. That's the huge part, okay? These companies are out money, and without that cash flow, a lot of times they can't publish new product. This is a big ouch. So, they say that Canada's Black Panel Press has launched a crowdfunder to get them through this rough patch. Coffin Comics is going direct to consumer and wholesale. Antarctic from my college days. So I think the article says they were formed in 1985. They've been around for 40 years. They're in a tight spot. They're putting a hold on all their titles that are not company owned. Now, the article is reaching into David Harper's. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. SKTCHD has a comprehensive report. I'll include a link to this article, by the way, folks, in the show notes. The other side is that if Diamond doesn't survive, many of its exclusive publishers might not be picked up by PRH or Lunar. These are other distributors for comics. I don't even know what other distributors there are for RPGs. If only because there are a lot of them. Based on my count, Diamond currently carries 91 publishers that are neither PR or Lunar. Of those 91, 40 sell new single issue comics. The other distributors will likely pick some up, but not all. There's no chance, both because of the material and sales potential. Case in point, Antarctic Press is one of those single issue publishers exclusive to Diamond, revealed that its efforts to connect with PRH and Lunar have generated news. I'm sure they're not alone, and if publisher is owed significant money and doesn't have distribution, that's going to be a problem. Yes, it is. April 1st is when things could be shut down. Uh, if they're filing, could mean layoffs and the closure of its Hunt Valley headquarters if it doesn't find a buyer by April 1st. It may lay off as many as 168 employees, and that was in a federally mandated notification to the Maryland Department of Labor. Diamond Comic Distributors is actually attempting to secure a buyer for its business operations other than its Alliance division. Diamond told Hunt Valley employees in a federally mandated notice, according to a Diamond spokesperson. Although we are hopeful to locate a buyer, if our efforts are unsuccessful, Diamond will unfortunately have to cease operations while we continue to pursue a buyer. The Diamond business will continue as usual. Now, interestingly enough, Diamond has retained Raymond James as their investment banker regarding a potential transaction. The letter of agreement is dated September 30th, 2024. So the writing has been on the wall for a while. In other words, Diamond knew it was financial troubles. It was looking to be acquired, be bought out. Meanwhile, small publishers are beginning to take action. Black Panel Press publishes indie centric books of the kind that, listen, titles like The Amazing Camel Toe. However, publisher Andrew Bentau writes that Diamond owes them about $28,000. That's not small change for a small press. Okay. They're doing a GoFundMe to see if they can use that to get them through it. They've been in the business for 7 years. We've published books by creators from all over the world. many of whom have told me how no other publishers were interested in their books. Comics are important. We need more of them, not less. Folks, honestly, we've gone through different implosions in the comic book sphere. I only buy my comic books digitally when they come up on Humble Bundle. I can't afford to buy comics these days. No place to store them on top of that. But a lot of this is the same stuff that is hitting RPGs. Now, Lady Death, I've seen that around. Coffin Comics, who publishes Lady Death, has announced they're pulling all orders from Diamond and will be going direct to consumer and selling wholesale. Don't need to go into the depths of that. But now, here's the thing. Retailers that includes this in the article, retailers that buy, I don't know, 10, 15 copies to put on the rack, the shelf, knowing that they could return them, are no longer doing so. So a lot of these titles are going to be pick only. In other words, you've got to have them on your subscription at the store, and you're basically guaranteeing that you're going to buy it. They're not going to be there for people to browse, which in and of itself hurts the market. So there's a lot of stuff in here. A lot of this quoting from the different companies. Suffice to say, none of them are looking at this as a net positive. This is obviously a net negative. Now, we do have a little positive to show. If you have a Barnes and Noble, which I no longer have, couldn't tell you where the nearest Barnes and Noble is to me.
I think it might be 86th Street.
86th Street in Manhattan is the nearest Barnes and Noble to me. Well, DCC, thanks to Diamond Book Distributors, is now available at Barnes and Noble. It's on the shelves at Barnes and Noble. The picture on the screen shows you right next to a box of Warhammer, the Warhammer beginner set. It was the Age of Sigmar, something like that. There's Dungeon Crawl Classics. Mutant Crawl Classics will be there too. There are a few sightings. Go figure that out. So, and Diamond's not dead yet. And it's a tough time for those in the industry. There's a lot to be said about self-publishing and self-distributing and not getting caught up in that. But when you're a certain size, that's where the monies are to be made, theoretically, or lost. Folks, there's probably no live stream tonight. That might change. I don't know. We'll see. But today is the 31st. It's the 5th Friday of January. And historically, there would be no live stream. So, in the meantime, you have a little news on Diamond Distributors. A little bad news, a little good news. Take it for what it's worth. I'll include links to both of these in the show notes. Other than that, folks, as always, be safe, be well, God bless, roll those dice, roll them well, and I'll catch you all later. Be good.